Hey everybody, welcome to the Your Life Blueprint Sound Vibrations for the day of Saturday. I'm Gandharva. Please share these videos. Please contribute if you can. Thank you. Yes, it's Saturday and it's the day of the loner. So it's a quiet day, a serious day, very serious, very grounded. And a physical day, a day to do some physical work, to work out, or to work in your garden, or to take a walk or a hike. It's also a day about death. No one likes to hear about death. I did poetry reading the other day and read a couple of poems about death, and someone complained. We don't want to hear about that. We're old. Why remind us? Well, why indeed? Because you're going to die, and I'm going to die, sooner or later. We don't know. But it's good to have a little bit of awareness about that. Even, you could do it on Saturdays. Saturday is the day of the, older energy and the ending of things, energy. So today, I'm going to read from a book called Graceful Exits. The last words of mainly spiritual teachers who, were ready to pass on, and what they said. It's very interesting. And I'll play the ektar, the sound of silence. Senior disciples assembled at his bedside as Zen master Taji approached death. One of them, remembering the master was fond of a certain kind of cake, had spent half a day searching the pastry shops of Tokyo for this confection, which he now presented to him. With a wan smile, the dying master accepted a piece of the cake and slowly began munching it. As he grew weaker, his disciples inquired whether he had any final words for them. Yes, the master replied. The disciples leaned forward eagerly so as not to miss a word. Please tell us, please tell us. The master said, My, but this cake is delicious. And with that, he slipped away. Always in the moment, right? A 14th century Zen monk wrote, "Empty-handed, I entered the world. Barefoot, I leave it. My coming, my going, two simple happenings that got entangled. My coming, my going, two simple happenings that got entangled." As Master Tenno was dying, he called to his room the monk in charge of food and clothing in the temple. When the monk sat down by the bed, Master Tenmo asked, "Do you understand?" "No," the monk replied. Master Tenno, picking up his pillow, hurled it through the window and fell back dead. As Chuang-Tzu approached death, his disciples wanted to give him a large and expensive funeral. But Chuang-Tzu said, "The heavens and the earth will serve me as a coffin and a coffin shell. The sun and moon and stars will decorate my bier. All creation will be at hand to witness the event. What more need I have? What more need I than these?" His disciples gasped, "We're afraid that carrion kites and crows will eat the body of our master." Chuang-Tzu replied, "Above the ground, my flesh will feed the crows and kites. Below the ground, the ants and cricket moles. Why rob one to feed the other?" And then he smiled. "I shall have heavens and earth for my coffin," he said. "The sun and the moon will be the jade symbols hanging by my side. All the planets and constellations will shine as jewels around me. All beings will be present as mourners at the wake. What more could I need? Everything has been taken care of." In 1885, Ramakrishna developed cancer of the throat and steadily grew worse. On August 15th of the following year, realizing that his end was near, Ramakrishna assured his wife, Sarada Devi, that she would be all right and that his young disciples would take care of her as they had of him. He died the next day. In his last days, he addressed himself, saying, "O mind, do not worry about the body. Let the body and its pain take care of each other. Think of the Holy Mother and be happy." After the cremation of his body, Sarada Devi was removing her jewelry as Hindu widows do when Ramakrishna appeared to her. In the vision, he told her not to remove her jewelry, assuring her that he had not gone away but had only passed from one room to another. Confident of his continual presence with her, the Holy Mother, as she was known to her devotees, committed herself to teaching and guiding the young disciples who had been left in her care. Ramakrishna said, "The body and the soul. The body was born and it will die, but for the soul there is no death. It's like the betel nut. When the nut is ripe, it does not stick to the shell, but when it's green, it's difficult to separate from the shell. After realizing God, one does not identify anymore with the body. Then one knows the body and the soul are two different things." Having called his monks together, Master Hofuku announced, "During the last week, my energy has been draining. Certainly no cause for worry. It's just that death is near." A man asked, "You are about to die. What meaning does it have?" "We will continue living. What meaning does that have?" "They are both the way," the master replied. "But how can I reconcile the two?" asked the monk. Hofuku answered, "When it rains, it pours, and wrapping his legs in the full lotus, calmly died. When it rains, it pours, ladies and gentlemen. When it rains, it pours. Ooh, ooh, ooh.